annoying podcast channel bullshit.
I wish you could open this channel's chat without opening all the talking heads.
Oh, I hope you didn't start the stream with me saying.
I did. That was the
Oh,
introduction.
great.
What is this
That was
bullshit?
the introduction. Oh, well, I mean, we already see where this is going. Oh, you kind of showed that background. Is this pre-TC?
No, they had it on the live stream.
And this is why we planned for this to be exactly 1 day after the live stream. We knew about the live stream weeks ahead.
No, I actually had to find this image this morning. Like, oh, I made them make it look, official and fancy. Start Google searching. 2.7 live stream
this
background.
This isn't like a video, a screen cap or something.
No, it's actually an image.
Okay, well... And let's see, did the stream notification turn on? No, the stream notification did not turn on. Did not notify anything. Come on, Carlbot, literally sleeping at the wheel.
God damn it, I need to go into the server setting to allow myself to speak.
Wait, this has happened to
well.
you as well? Oh man, we are amateurs. We do not know what we're doing. Oh, that's because I didn't. Okay.
No, the only other role has the permission to speak.
Yeah, I realize that now.
Oh.
Manage messages, read message history, application commands, connect, use video, use activity, voice activity, mute, deafen, move. Okay, you have all the shabam now. That should be done.
Cool.
Yeah. Except Carlbot didn't notify anything. I had Carlbot set up to send notifications to the stream notifications channel. Why is it so hard to get technology to work? How many people with like official recognized computer degrees does it take to get a goddamn Discord bot to work?
Good question.
Wait, Stay, you have a somewhat related technical degree, right? So I could count you as like a third of a computer engineer.
A third. Oh, thanks.
I mean, come on. How much of aeronautics tech of aeronautics does it take to equate you to a computer engineer? I wonder.
Not much. Most of the stuff I work on is from like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, I would assume you wouldn't deal with a lot of the top of the line tech because there's so much redundancy.
Yeah, a lot of it's early logic or even a heap of analog.
Analog. Yeah, so you're effectively old school. If Discord somehow worked like a circuit board or something, you might be more akin to it.
Yep. If I can diagnose it by smelling the burnt components, we're all good.
I think by the time you smell smoke, there's already something else happening. Optimizer has burned out your CPU.
Yep. I've overcapped on the thread counts.
Yeah, I found it weird. There was one browser that somehow has less recognizable hardware threads for quote-unquote security reasons.
Yeah, one of those security browsers.
It's secure because it's useless. Oh dear. Or it's secure because it's obscure. Verified accounts only. Give Twitch your phone number to use it. Oh, we can't have that. Okay, let's change that around. Let's see. Chat verification.
Do we need an announcement in the stream notification channel?
Yeah, that was supposed to happen, but it didn't because that's why I went on the rant about how technology never works. Carabao is supposed to notify people, so now I'm just gonna have to act like a peasant.
To do it manually. What is this?
What is this?
So what are we doing?
Good question. We're winging it, as usual.
I see.
Should we start with optimizer stuff? Is there anything new since the last stream?
There has not been anything new since Optimizer stream last time. I tried to get React 18 to work, and it was so disastrous and time-consuming that I didn't get time to do anything else.
Meanwhile,
That's
I play Elden Ring. Yes.
You played Elden Ring, and you spent like at least more than 2 hours of your time to remove some redundant parentheses in our equation. So if anything, it's time well spent.
and then you put the parenthesis back, and then you remove
then
it,
Ah,
and then you put
no.
them back
Put it
again.
back again.
it is removed for good. For good. Trust me.
No, no. By
Trust me. Trust
removing
me.
it, that's to introduce 100 other bugs.
No, don't worry. It probably will not crash.
Sausage.
Probably. 90% of the time, it will work every time. Trust me. Trust me.
90% of the time, it works every time.
Yes.
That's a pretty optimistically high number. Remove all parentheses. Okay, so now people don't have to be verified to send. Let's see how let's count how long it takes before our first bot. We're severely vulnerable right now because we don't have any sort of automated moderation happening.
What for? Like the text channel, or
No, the Twitch channel.
oh, okay.
It was set to be verified before someone can type in there. So I'll have to look into that. First time chatters see my channel must have a verified email. Or something like that. Change has taken effect? Nothing? Well, that's too bad. Oh, that's because I still have phone verification on. That's my bad. That's my bad. Yeah. Yeah, now it should work. I mean, come on. Who has a phone these days? Why have a phone? Why have a phone when you can have a what are those things called? iPod Touch?
Right. Right. iPod Touch. The
Whatever happened to the iPod Touch? Do they still make those?
They just
No.
discontinued it like last week.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Right about time.
About time, actually. Yeah, because iPod Touches are effectively tiny iPads. Well, I guess tiny iPad minis. And here we are. In no time we have started the suffering.
Oh, this is the
Okay,
easy
cool.
bit. Don't even have to look.
Oh yeah, then don't look. Blindfold yourself.
Yep.
Still running Rated National on floor 9. I snooze.
I mean, I could just do random stuff, but the suffering is for later.
I think some of my incessant talking has activated Google device. Listen ominously in my Dama side.
Okay, Google. Buy something lewd.
Something lewd.
Google
Oh yeah, that's
Nora.
that is our latest optimizer based discussion, which is entirely not about optimizer. We've made the great decision to introduce a safe for work art channel onto the optimizer Discord, and we inevitably asked the question: what is too lewd for safe for work?
Yeah, it appears in the moderator chat, and it was like, is this what we are talking about nowadays?
Yes, we have to optimize the lewd index of each post to determine if they're really too lewd for safe for work.
The latest thing for Wave Rider to compute. It's a flexible system, isn't it?
It's a flexible system. You got to be able to calculate all the curves.
Indeed.
How many moles are too lewd?
Now, are the moles that make it loot, or are the things around the moles that make it loot? Or is the addition of the mole make it looter? Or I guess the other way, if there's a booba and there's no mole, is there really any loot? And so on and so forth. Verify
I just
phone
I just
number. I don't
noticed
even
your
think I have a-
I just noticed your stream notification post has got a typo in it.
Ah. Is there? Oh yeah, it does. It does. For the life of me, I couldn't figure that one out. There we go. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know why I have to communicate to people. Okay, can I just be? Can I just be behind the scenes, a programmer with no master?
And then, yeah, why don't you do that?
If I have moles, but they aren't on my chest, is it still lewd? Interesting question. Well, I mean, I think we're overdue to have some sort of social presence. I've been for the, I guess, almost a year and a half of optimizer development, or how long this eternity has lasted. I've been somewhat of a lurker, and a lot of people don't get to know, who's the madman behind this project. And also, if I, maybe we'll get more people to help us with optimizer or something. Who knows?
We can finally add multi-target optimization, weapon
Yeah, I've been
optimization.
looking.
He just
Okay,
asked
well,
me about it earlier, and I was
yeah.
like, we are having a wall of text back and forth. So it's just like
Every time
yeah.
this brings it up, there's a ton of technical issues that still need to be resolved. Sure, the feasibility of the engine makes it so that it is, theoretically possible, but we still have to figure out how to connect all the pipes and make sure the oil goes into the blinker fluid. Or I don't know anything about cars. Why did I start this analogy?
This
I
is a
don't know.
weird analogy, yeah.
I mean, technically, we have enough technology to go to the moon, or well,
But we
not
don't
doing
have
that.
enough technology to add a bunch of numbers together. Yeah, optimize function.
Yes, I'm just saying, like it is feasible, but it's like someone still gotta sit down and actually do it.
Yeah. No, I've spent a bit of time prototyping this. There is just a ton of details that still needs to be ironed out. Mainly right now, what I'm worried and concerned with is that currently a lot of the optimization settings are global. That means that if something is vape and you do multiple target, all those multiple targets will be vape, or have the vape modifier applied to it. We need to basically figure out a modular way to apply I guess those modifiers individually.
Yeah, and you try to say like, okay, can we mark individual node as like vapeable or not vapeable? And I was like, dude, these nodes that we are talking about is every computation. Like you're asking a question like I need to code in whether or not a heal can wave. Whether or not a total attack can wave, and I was like, what the fuck? Like
Oh,
the question is
stream
so
has
simple.
edged.
Oh, the screen
Has
dead?
the stream been edged?
No, it should be in
Oh
line.
no. Oh, he had a like spike. Oh, I mean,
No.
we're streaming this all the way from the motherland of Australia, which isn't really much of a motherland, is it? It's more like a,
Penal
I
colony,
guess, a penal colony. I was gonna say prison colony, but much better word, I think. So, if anything, like, this is a multicultural, diverse team of all. I think we made the same joke last time, so I'm just gonna leave it there.
I'm pretty
Or else
sure.
people are
Where's
gonna
the
accuse
link?
me of reusing my stand-up material.
Where's the link to Twitch? I don't see it.
It's twitch.tv/my username.
Oh, it's in the nothing. Okay, sorry.
And it's in the notification. And if Carlbot was only like 11% smarter, you would recognize that I went live. Actually, wait a minute. When I did this, you have to connect directly to my. I don't know. I'll have to play around with that. So what we're talking about multi-target
Yeah.
optimization.
Yeah,
We need to be able to granularly add stats, modifiers, and conditions, configurations into each target, which is currently one of our bigger issues right now. It's like trying to add. Think if you have like a really long variable and you're just asking like one of the plus signs. Is there any logarithm in the formula?
Yeah.
And the
I mean,
plus sign is like, I don't know, I'm next to A and B.
Is it feasible to keep a UI data for each node, basically, to know if it's vape or which buffs applies to it, basically?
Okay, the reason why I started this inquiry is that I don't want to do that because some poor programmer will have to manually audit every single formula we have.
yeah. Because like, okay, so the question is, given a diamond formula, can it vape or can it? I don't know. What's the other one? I can't-
Well, the more confusing ones is like an auto attack that gets infused by like
yeah,
Bandit
can it
or
infuse?
Sincho, right?
Yeah,
And can it melt?
And sort of thing is like, okay, we have the damage formula. It comes in the shape of quote unquote a node, which is a very abstract object that represents a computation. We don't need to go into details about that. But it is a simple question. Can it vape? Like I give you this thing. Can it vape? But the problem is that we use this kind of node everywhere, not just on the damage formula. Like
Yeah.
every part
A
of the
better
formula
analogy that I
also
used
applies.
before, I think will probably make sense, is that you're effectively asking the star on top of a Christmas tree how many decorations there are on the tree.
Yeah, but turns out you also use star everywhere in the tree, and so somehow we need to answer that as well.
Right, and then our analogy breaks down when we find out
Yeah.
that star is actually transferred between every branch in the tree or something crazy. Either
Yeah.
way, it's a very complicated system, and we designed it to be so complicated that even we can solve some of the problems sometimes, which is very inconvenient, shall we say.
And I don't want to answer whether or not a total defense can vape. Like if you can answer that, I can probably call that in. Still, right, like you know what I mean? Like, because like this kind of thing that we are trying to, it feels more shoehorned in like this. The engine underneath is just given formula. I compute it for you. But what
Why
happened
are,
is like,
why are people experimenting whether things get filtered? Do we have an
well,
automatic filter system? Because I certainly didn't put a filter in.
yeah, it is. Most people seem to be having fun, but somebody gotta delete that, right? We are not putting restriction in that channel.
Well, let's see. I don't think Carlbot has like a safer work feature.
It seemed to be like Discord doing it.
Yeah, Clyde is one doing it. That's probably just Discord doing its preliminary scans for Booba and lewdness.
It is interesting. It is very, very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, you don't need to put everything in a node. You can just like put an accompanying information like a metadata next to the node and like put and just shove them around, those kind of things, right?
Well, it appears that you have whiffed the Sinchoi. We must shame you publicly for it. Scan media content from members without a role. That's not good because every member has a role. Scan media content from all members. Oh, actually, let's do that. Let's see how terrible you will be. We can't even send our JSON files around or something ridiculous. Oh, actually, no. I have it set to scan media content from all members. We are already spick and clean.
Yeah, I mean, we already essentially scan everyone, right? For somebody to get blocked like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I completely forgot we have that setting enabled. Oh, here it is, the return of the level 1 Mona.
Yep, it sure
Yeah.
is.
Beautiful.
Oh wait, this is the totem thingy protection. Yeah.
Hmm.
If anything, this should just be a repeat of last time, so we're gonna have to find more activities to pad out our
Yeah, the problem is I
Hello.
keep forgetting what I did last time, so it just takes longer.
Oh, so you're saying I shouldn't tell you what we did last time to to
Until I really
artificially
start to struggle.
inflate? Exactly. We gotta get to the optimal amount of suffering before we let you go. I guess the question is, did we ever happen to have found a better artifact that changes the team around? I guess it wouldn't have.
I don't think so.
Gotta shove it in, there's this website called Genshin Optimizer. Ever
Oh,
heard of it?
have you heard of it? Have you heard of the Genshin Optimizer? If not, you could ask any question in KQM and they will just link it back to you.
Oh, you mean this one here? Hmm.
Hmm.
Actually, yeah, Kazuha's not using the optimal setup. For some reason, it's
Oh
a plus
no.
12. Maybe I should level that.
How do you get a plus 12 in here?
I guess that's how bad your VV pieces are.
Mm.
It's
Oh yeah, my
is that
BBs are scuffed. Made a new friend that played Genshin, they already know about Optimizer. Was like a miracle. Well, it's either a miracle or like a disaster in disguise. I've seen some people who are trying to use the optimizer when they're like below, like their AR 30 or something.
well?
And I mean, I don't want to discourage people from using the optimizer or like learn about it earlier on, but I think at that point you kind of inherently lack the gameplay knowledge kind of required to understand the optimizer.
That
And
is
I think
fair.
that's kind of one of the more fundamental issues is the KQM, especially their Ask Questions channel, just blatantly tell people to use the optimizer without providing them with the right amount of context.
And
Oh,
that's
there were
something
58
we
that knew
could
their stuff.
that's something we could talk about, the Guoba project. There seems to be a lot of discussion happening recently about that.
Oh yeah, the Gova project.
Oh yeah, what?
Yeah.
Anything came out of it just yet?
I mean, we get to see a lot of pretty graphs, and people are measuring their palace against each other.
Good.
As people have been using it as a pseudo leaderboard of sorts, which
So the leaderboard.
I mean, leaderboards online are literally just avenues of shame, social shame.
Yeah. Yeah.
It definitely struck up a lot of interest, and
Hey,
I think this might be I guess a more evolved and better version of the Guba project than its predecessors.
cannot be an online leaderboard without someone putting a sheet data in.
I don't think anyone has put an egregiously overpowered database in, which I'm quite surprised about.
I think someone's
Yeah.
put a fake
Oh.
Zhongli in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure someone put like an RV
Well,
900.
okay, well, fundamentally, they can't like the only thing they can spoof are the artifacts.
Well,
But
that's what it's for, isn't it?
yeah,
To be honest,
because their characters gets overridden by the template.
yeah, that's true.
And I think there's still more to be done, and I think there's the creator of the Gobot version 2 project has you know, quite a lot of ambitious ideas on what to do with it. So I'm quite excited to see, you know, what he can do with you know, this. I guess what should we call it? An optimizer mod? It isn't really. This is more like optimizer DLC.
Wait. What were we doing again?
Well, oh no, we're not doing anything. I'm just saying that I'm eagerly anticipating what they're gonna do in the future in terms of experimentation and what he does with that data.
Yeah, to be honest, there's probably a path where someone to like strip out the UI and get into like a few API so that those guys can use quickly.
Okay,
Or
well,
rather,
yeah, no. I mean, I was considering like having a backend to let them access the data, but fundamentally they still have to go through WaveRider, which is only accessible by the JSON database input and the website. And
I mean that they can compile everything, right? Like somebody just like fork the code, strip the UI, and turn it into like a framework or
command
something that
line.
they can just import. Yeah, maybe command line or whatever.
We've had plenty of people ask us about the command line. The issue is that fundamentally all the numbers and the functions are transferable to like a Node.js project, but the cogs and things that moves around are still based off of I guess browser technology, which isn't very transferable to Node. So quite a lot of work has to be done there. And I think ultimately it's probably better that we offer them the solution. But then that makes it, I guess, somewhat more difficult for us because we'll effectively have to separate out the calculation engine, the database, along with the data mine pipeline into several different projects and then somehow pipe them in together.
Yeah, at least
Which
it is almost separated to a good extent already. So
yeah,
that's that.
we've definitely definitely being able to separate quite a lot of stuff. So it's not inconceivable that we could keep doing that,
Mm.
which is nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you know,
Hold on. Let me go back on the optimization target, the vaping thing a little bit, because it's
okay.
like no, it's just like I just think of a good analogy to that because like what I wrote is a calculator. I give you a calculator, it can do calculation, good, and now you're asking me, oh by the way, can it answer what color is number two? I would be confused as fuck. And that is what happened to me back then and right now. I was like, what do you want my thing to do again?
But yeah, no, that's well. This is why this is under discussion because fundamentally it is a flawed question, but it does have a use case, and this is why we need to find a solution to it. Even if even if in a pure engine context, it doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah, it's like uh, it's totally not built to do that, and like quite by design. And I'm quite confused what you're trying to show in. That's a problem. Maybe we can like figure it out later. But that's essentially the crux of thing right now.
Not did we design a system that's too smart but also too dumb to know these things?
I mean, I'm willingly, like, I intentionally leave those kind of things out, like, so I'm not sure if it's too dumb in a way. It's not meant to be everything. It's not 42. It's not an answer to everything.
Well, I mean, uh, I think we should. I think there is such a gap between the design requirement of the UI and the fundamental working of the engine. That's to be
Hmm.
sure, but that doesn't mean that we can't find a compromise. It just means that we gotta keep typing at each
Yeah.
other until one of us give up.
Hmm.
That's usually how the solution goes.
I mean, this
Uh,
kind of requirement only requires on like depends on the characters, right?
right. Someone was complaining about. Oh no, someone has saying that we should have a validation to make sure the database is accurate. Hmm.
Technically, they
Oh,
are accurate if like if it passed the scan, if it passed Like we have a validation in there, but they can still like push a limit. Like what happens if you go to the website, you put in an artifact, and you just keeps clicking the high roll on whatever
Okay,
stat you want.
then it begs. Well, there's two different levels of spoofing. One is basically you're spoofing a technically realistic artifact. Another layer of spoofing is basically keep adding nines until the system go kablooey. And
Yeah, the second one we can detect easily, quickly.
the first one probably not.
Yeah, because technically they are still feasible,
Valid.
right? Like,
Yep.
yeah, they are still valid.
But do we do anything when we do have a number that goes kablooey?
If it is imported from the database, we don't do anything because we say, okay, you know what, this source came from. First, it does not have user interaction, so we cannot ask user like, what the hell is wrong with this artifact? Fix it. And
Yeah,
the second part
that's-
is like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Go for it.
And the second part is that, okay, user has owned this data, like they want to do something with it, right? Like if they want to see what happens when you add 9,000 attack, like then go for it. This is a website, not a police, right? That's kind of idea as
Yeah.
well.
Okay. So the first point, the first point is more about a system design perspective. The second is more about the morality of I guess how much should a calculator police its inputs.
Yeah.
So to answer the first one, yeah. When you import a database, there isn't much a user can do in terms of correcting errors or, validating. At least user input for validation. Yeah, the system
Yeah.
pretty much does things automatically, which
Yeah.
can be both a blessing and a curse. The curse being sometimes it lets funky things do. The second point, and that's the point that I kind of are kind of like on the line about this. If someone puts in a egregiously bad database that has some very kablooey numbers, this isn't. Should the optimizer say, "Oh no, that is valid. That is not a valid artifact," or should the optimizer just say, "Oh, this is an interesting number. Here, put it through the formula engine." I think a lot of our design consideration based on all the system designing the system, but that was a confusing sentence. Was I think our artifacts are quote unquote valid. So in terms of system stability, there very well might be a case where you put in a weird number and then the whole website goes the white screen of death because there's some uncatchable error. Because
actually,
make the assumption. That's really the only thing I'm worried about.
Actually, like if it passed the database import, it is guaranteed to happen. Like you're gonna get some number. You're not guaranteed to get like the number you like. If you give me like weird number like 99999 something, it's not guaranteed to be a good representative number, but it definitely work and it will compute at every step correctly at least. So like you don't need to worry anything about that. If it passed that point. Just saying.
That's
Just saying.
yeah. There's a ton of system going on in the background. It's just that they're not as nefarious as how we usually describe them to be.
Yeah, and the honest,
They could be
the
very nefarious. Is the point I'm trying to make.
that is true. Like, but that said, and think like we are around this point. Like, if it passed the database import, it is technically computable. Like, you can technically say, like, okay, what if I have this hypothetical artifact and equip it? Then we can correctly say something about it. Like, okay, you probably have this damage number, and so on and so forth. And but we're not gonna check further because like that might as well be what user intent. And the other part about the user interaction is it's not that we just lack a system design because when you think about it, if on the scanner website, like the website scanner itself, you can still see the artifact, like you can still see the damn screenshot, like so you see what goes wrong and you can correct them. But this is a scanned file, like if I tell you there's an artifact level 20, crit damage, attacks 11.6, and like the crit rate is wrong. Like, can you figure out which artifact am I talking about, right? Like, it's not just about the design of our system. It's not really feasible to figure it out at all, right?
Well, that's the issue with any sufficiently automated system. Once there is a
Yeah.
user error there's an error and the user needs to intervene, it often becomes very difficult for the user to even step so deep into the layers of the automation to even recognize what's happening.
Yeah, that, because I can tell you which particular artifact has a problem, but what can you do about it? How can you figure it out even which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. So ultimately, this goes into can you screw up this guy's hobby project, the Gova project, which I probably shouldn't be giving this answer publicly, but yes, you could probably screw up his numbers, but he probably won't be very happy about it. So yeah, don't do it.
Yeah. Plus,
I think we've somehow done him a great disservice, assuming that everyone who's listening in, either currently or sometimes in the distant future, know what the Gova project is. So Gova, let me just give a bit of background. The Gova project was initially a kind of a data gathering project from some peeps at the KQM to kind of measure certain breakpoints within certain, I guess, character stats. In collaboration with that, we've added a theory crafting mode to generate these breakpoint graphs when we generate and going through all the combination of artifacts. With this number, you could actually do quite a lot of things. You could, you could like, at the very least, create some very pretty and informative graphs. The current Gooba project, which is taken over by another nefarious programmer who maintains the Futao bot, I believe. He has automated the process even more. Originally, most of the calculation has to be done manually, shall we say, and they have to be a lot of manual work has to be done by the user submitting their data. They have to make sure they have set up the optimizer correctly, to the correct character, with the correct setup, with the correct stats, with the correct weapon, and so he's devised a system that automatically does that for you. So all he needs is basically your optimizer database, and he will run your artifact inventory against all his experiments relatively automatically. So this is a substantially more powerful Goba. Imagine the Goba in that weird event in which Goba was somehow a god. This is I guess the Goba transcendent.
Yeah.
So in this case, our existing data can be used for future experiments as well, and the process is relatively automated to the point you could probably do hundreds of users in relatively short time without much supervision. Really, the bottlenecking is actually the optimizer itself. It's having to kind of have to deal with the I guess the inconvenience of dealing with a website instead of an actual program. But yeah, so this is a quite exciting project for us as the optimizer devs, because we've always had let's say a aversion towards having a backend, simply because we will need a backend with an astronomical amount of calculation power, first of all. And second of all, we didn't want to deal with that, so we made a website that's entirely front end, and we don't retain any user data. So it's actually quite interesting to see, what someone can do once that data can be amalgamated. Yeah. So I kind of lost my train of thought. Oops.
Yeah, I didn't listen. Where?
But yeah, so if you if you want to participate go to the Optimizer Discord, look in the announcements channel, and it'll link you from there, and you know, see these compare your numbers against other people of numbers. I guess the only issue with this, well, not a really much of an issue, but more of a caveat with this project is that everyone has to be on even ground. So usually this is a setting where usually a character and its associated constellation talents are set up in a relatively fixed way. He has to be the same weapon, which makes it which might makes it unrealistic in terms of how you actually play or use your your Genshin account. But
Yeah,
even then, it is still very much of an interesting
yeah,
project to see how I guess diverse and flexible your artifact availability is, which is a metric that we haven't yet been able to see across different users.
yeah. Like even then, this is like a very useful information. A lot of data is being captured here. Like what is the people's artifact distribution? What do people keep? What do people spend? Kind of thing, right? So
Yeah,
it's
and
still like a pretty.
this is technically data been wanting for a long time. It's just the overhead associated with having a back end is it's getting well. It was seen as unfeasible in terms of development time, and currently I still can't quite fully justify it. But it would certainly be nice that that we could provide the data for him, at least let him skip this manual data gathering step or something like that. That would be nice. But currently, there are no plans, and it would take quite a lot of convincing to get us to have a backend that would store user data.
Yeah, we probably could. Nah, I don't think. Like, no, I'm thinking about what if we just have a button in a corner, like send this data to Goba or something. Send this database to Goba, and it's just like everything is on written in JavaScript, those kind of thing. So we still don't
Oh,
need
well,
a backend.
okay.
But I
So
have,
you're saying that you want the Goba project to be the backend, and then we just send the I guess the data file through the
technically they kind of
optimizer.
already are to a good extent. They just don't have it written in have it in shape of like actual server just yet. Like with all the Google form and all that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, and yeah, but the issue is, well, I mean, there are quite a few issues with that. I think
yeah, for
one of
sure.
them being I think it will be actually harder to validate data, and I think currently his pipeline is probably already kind of overstressed from the amount of people we have already being submitted. So we'll have to figure out a more scalable system before we could figure out a more open way to submit data, or else things are just gonna get DDoSed.
Yeah, especially like at not just DDoS, especially at some point, if we keep using Google Docs, we're gonna not have enough manpower to operate that, right? Like someone gotta actually read the data, pull the data out, and all that.
No, I think he's got a relatively automatic system where
Ooh,
he
fancy.
takes the data from the Google form, upload the
Uh-huh.
data using a Puppeteer script, and then use the
Ooh,
Puppeteer. Well, actually, he okay. If I want to be really detailed, I think he basically take the data from the Google form, he augmented with the experiment template he has, which defines the optimization settings for each character experiment he has. Upload that doctored database onto the optimizer, and then he used the Puppeteer script to basically run the optimizer, and then he does it across all the user across all his experiments and such.
damn, that's fancy.
It's fancy. It's a lot fancier than I could have ever imagined. But you know, as the I guess the main bottleneck of this system, we could definitely try to I guess streamline at least help him streamline the pipeline on our side. Which at this point I'm not 100% sure what we can do.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So exciting days ahead.
Yes, yes. hopefully the damn parenthesis is fixed this time. Otherwise, people are gonna start thinking that there's something broken in there, and there's
Oh
gonna
my
be more PR
goodness.
coming.
Why are we devoting such an extraordinary amount of development time into removing optional parentheses in computer generated formulas? This is a ridiculous development black hole that I definitely didn't want to fall into.
To be honest, we can just put a parenthesis inside everything and call it a day.
But yeah, that would be definitely hard to read. But I think at one point, the occasional one or two optional parentheses can can be left alive.
Yeah.
We got
Well-
much bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. It's and to be fair, we don't actually dedicate that much time after my initial writing. So
Probably
it's just
not.
like,
But,
yeah. It's more like, okay, this parenthesis is wrong. Did I? Oh, there is this case, and like I just put add a new line, remove a new line, that kind of thing. So it's like 10 minutes each time. There's a bug report, and it's like, oh, oops, I forgot about that case. That kind of thing.
yeah,
It's not.
but that's another
it's not a
thing that's
simple
being, right. Yeah, but that's another thing that's being somewhat worrying me, and that is the lack of automation testing within the system to ensure every time we change some code, things are still working. And I admit, partially this is me trying to rush things through and get things released before they're, I guess, 100% ready. But my philosophy is that if we're gonna take so much time to get things ready that no one can use it, then there's no point. Yeah, but it's getting to the point where we do need some, I guess, stability assurance system to make sure that the things we change in this interconnected system doesn't affect the rest of the Rubik's Cube.
At least I think it is. Oh, the reason parenthesis work is that
Oh,
I
isn't the
got
2 health venti?
Oh,
It's okay, don't worry.
Stay calm and keep juicing.
oh, I got told that I got nerd sniping on her parenthesis.
Yep, you got nurse snipe. It's really
Oh, for
easy,
sure.
isn't it?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, there was nothing to worry about.
Oh,
Honestly, the reason why Lantura is here is because he was nurse sniped by me.
well, since the beginning, all the way up until now. Yeah, I was like, this thing is too slow. I cannot optimize my waifu like this. And then everything snowballed from there.
Yeah, and the great irony is that you no longer optimize your waifu at all. You've quit from this I guess toxic relationship that we call a video game. You went to another toxic relationship you call a video game called Elden Ring. So really,
Yeah.
you know, pick better partners next time. But
Okay,
there's
by the way, let me defend one thing about the parentheses because it makes me sound like I'm incompetent and cannot code a simple parentheses, which it might as well be. But
you're not
it might
making
as
it
well-
better. You're not making a case for yourself.
hold on. But I'm saying
Okay,
that
end stream now.
it's
This is the
it's not
suffering we
just-
need.
No. Okay, but it's like this is not just computing doing the parentheses. It also need to figure out the variance and somehow expression. Like we need to also remove those. Like for example, if there is no damage reduction or a damage bonus, I don't put it in. Right? If anyone read the formula, they would have probably noticed that. Like if there's 0 damage bonus or 0 enemy defense reduction, I would just remove those terms, those kind of things, right? And so we have a lot of parentheses removal, and before the removing, but the parentheses is kind of required, and like at some point they are not. So this kind of interaction, there's a lot of interaction between like the number changing, the formula changing, the text changing, And sometimes the parentheses needs to be there to figure out, okay, this number needs to be red, this number needs to be blue, those kind of things. So it's quite a lot of things to work in tandem for it to work. Which somehow surprises me that it works as good as well as it did. Given I think I wrote that thing within like what 3 days or something. Much shorter than the team buff line.
Oh yeah, but the team buff thing is still being actively worked on, so.
Yeah, technically team buffing is maybe a month now.
But yeah, no, we certainly don't need to trivialize anyone's work. The formula system, especially one that not only has to be agnostic of the structure of the formula, but to generate a human readable formula based off of arbitrary tree syntax, is quite an astounding amount of work. And I'm surprised that it has worked so well up until now with no glaring issues. I think any programmer would have fucked up somewhere, and system wouldn't have worked up so flawlessly. So it really is a testament to how OCD you are in terms of these crazy implementations.
If I'm gonna be honest and pretentious, like the problem that we have been seeing that has just been pop up just come from a single parenthesis. Because
Oh no,
I like
we're done
it
with
is
suffering.
Yeah, stream's over. Let's go. Pack it up.
Yeah, lordy. I hope you rented all your topics you want for the last 2 weeks, Lantura. We're gonna have to wait another 2 weeks until the next round of suffering.
God damn it.
This is what happens when we spend an hour and a half talking about optimization target again.
Yes. So what do we do now? Have Ayato touch some grass?
Yeah, we're gonna have to make some of our Genshin characters touch some grass, maybe.
Yes.
I guess this is the fundamental issue. Is wait a minute. I mean, we technically do have another we technically do have another account that hasn't been suffered.
Oh no.
Huh?
Oh no.
How
Don't make me do
how
that.
would you like how would you like to play on an Asia account? I mean, it should be the same ping, right?
I think it's actually a little bit better.
Oh, a better ping. So you're saying you're going to be sufficiently well in playing this account.
Oh dear. No, it's fine. It's totally fine.
You sure? You're not going to sacrifice your defunct Genshin account for the sake of suffering and content?
Fuck, I don't even remember what password I used for it, to be honest.
Oh no.
Hundreds
It's
of
gone.
dollars.
Like how did I log in? I don't remember. Did I use Apple login or email?
I think even if you have an Apple login, you still need to associate it with some MiHoYo account or whatever HoYoverse account it is nowadays.
Huh. Nowadays. Let me see. Let me see if there's one in Genshin.
Hey, and if you log in right now, you could claim all those codes that we got from the last dev stream.
Okay, you know what? How am I gonna do this? Let's see.
How are you going to do this indeed?
I'm
But
gonna
that is.
put it in the moderator chat because if then no, might as well.
Wait, then you're giving it to the dev team. So this we're gonna have like we're gonna have I guess a internal, how do we say, testing account from Asia.
I don't really use it anymore, and I
Communal
doubt
account.
Account if you run out of dopamine in any of your other accounts, you just extract some dopamine there. I think
Might as well. I actually want to see because to be honest, okay, because I never actually did the Abyss all the way through to the end. I find it too much of a slog, so I just
Oh no,
I'll
this
be
is true
I'll be
suffering.
brutally honest. Last time I tried to do his abyss when he was visiting my domicile, it was swimming upstream.
Well, well, there you go. Good luck with
Stream
that.
up in zone Q. Lol.
Like, if anything, I want to see finish room 12. Not even 36 star. Just room 12.
I don't think it's feasible to do 36 star on your abyss.
I'm
Most
actually
likely not.
curious now.
Like, I hard like I remember hard full on Hu Tao, but never anyone else. So it's kind of like I have one good team, the other one is just how am I gonna do that kind of thing.
Well, oh
But
my
we will
gosh.
see. This is a
Okay, how
real
about this?
suffering.
Let me make staying. Do you actually want to try this?
Yeah, just
I
let me
mean, you
finish
don't
this
need to.
artifact run and I'll log in and try it.
Okay, then I'll log in first, scan in the artifacts for you, and at least you'll have the assistance of the optimizer to help you with this triad of suffering you're about to suffer.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that. There might still be some what's it called? Working moon left. I'm not sure. I don't remember what it is.
Well, the good thing is at least one side of the team isn't going to be scuffed. Oh,
Maybe not.
I
Maybe
just
like
heard.
if there's literally one good character, is that even gonna be good in the abyss?
I mean, you're what is it? C2 Hu Tao?
I think C2, yes.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like right back at home for you.
That's so.
Get me one, you prick. Hmm.
I think like does it work? Is that the right password?
I think I probably need an email verification.
I can give you
Maybe
that.
I'll just have to check. Oh, I think it just worked. Okay, never mind.
What the fuck? Hoyoverse. Am
Scanner
up your
preference
security.
reveal.
Isn't
Unfortunately,
sharing accounts against TOS?
oh come on, who cares? Even
Live
the
on
big streamer
stream.
that
I already use a scanner. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna get banned anyway.
we've already revealed that we're breaking TOS by endorsing artifact scanners. If Mihoyo is
Yeah.
gonna spend the time to watch 4 hours of us complaining about Genshin and talk about such high level technical stuff, please let them do it. Maybe they'll learn how to program.
Yeah.
And that's me being as nice as I can possibly endure.
Yeah. Like the thing that really grinds my gear, speaking of like programming, is that they're using Flow 32, but JavaScript doesn't have that. And I was like, we have to make do with so much bullshit.
Well, that's not the inherent Mihoyo problem. That's just an architectural problem.
Yeah, it's like both. It is both a problem with Milio and JavaScript. More on JavaScript for not supporting it. Like, who the fuck doesn't support Flow 32?
I think once you get to a high enough language abstraction, eventually all these type-facing stuff are just going to be abstracted away, which can be
Fair
both
enough.
blessing in disguise and suffering in disguise.
Ah well.
In terms of scanner preference, I'm using inventory camera. It has not I guess disappointed me so far. So I'm just going to keep using it. I know that the viewer who's slightly pointy at me to use this scanner. I've also used your scanner as well. It's just for the convenience of a fresh scan where there isn't any characters. I tend to use the inventory camera as a baseline. Okay. Yeah, camera's the only one with character scan. Yeah, so they have a very nice competitive advantage, so we say.
Oh no, QP is looking into my parentheses code. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. We'll take some of the Genshin Optimizer fund to fund his therapy bills.
I just had
Wait.
a scuffed streamer moment. I had to talk to someone IRL, and I only muted Discord and not the stream. That'll be interesting in the video.
Wait, where are your 5-star artifacts?
Sorry.
Where are your 5-star artifacts?
I'm pretty sure I have. I'm pretty sure most of them are 5 stars.
Huh?
What happens? Oh well,
Huh?
I probably go hard on CW. I think, maybe.
Huh?
Well, good luck.
Did you ever have a 5-star weapon?
No, I think Homa, Gravestone, probably got them together.
Huh?
Good luck.
Oh wait, this you gave us. I think you gave. Wait, no. This is your NA account.
No, like it's the same password. Yeah, like you log out, you log back in, you change the
Oh, I
country.
need to change region. I was like, I was
No wonder
beside.
you're confused.
I was so confused. Wait, so inventory camera just crashed due to the lack of 5-star artifacts. That's interesting.
Okay, someone file a report for that.
Someone file bug report. Oh no.
Don't say it like I love it.
わしはじ
Oh, yeah.
回帰はし
Yeah, the issue was the scanner developers. They have to accommodate to quite a lot of differences in variances of screen changes and resolution and stuff. So usually, some of them are quite hit and miss, and it's not inherently their fault. Click to claim your daily blessing of Welcome Moon. You still have Welcome Moon on this account?
Yeah, it says that it's probably still there. How many days are left?
8 days.
Hey.
Dang. Serenity Teapot, schedule maintenance, compensation for delay. Oh, and your CC reward. That's going to expire in 3 days. I'm just gonna yoink that.
Cool.
So you just got an injection of unsubscribed and vague amount of CC points. You probably already lost like a month or two, honestly.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm probably fine at playing Genshin if it's not like it feels so demanding with the raisin thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like it is otherwise still a pretty good game to be honest. It's just like, do I need to actually play it morning and evening every day? Even just like pop later on, like even pop back in for 5 minutes already feels like such a
Bit of a
drag.
chore. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. Like, if I ever have any motivation to get on Genshin at all, I want to be able to play it for like an hour or two. But the inherent design of this game makes it very difficult to play it for a sit-downable amount of time. Are you trying to redeem these code?
Yeah, you
I
missed
think I've
one.
already redeemed them.
You missed one though.
I missed one?
Yeah, that
Oh,
100
100
primo
Primo
gems.
Gems.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. A depth scanner should be hit or miss with auto detect 4 stars. Catches any, you should catch all. Yeah.
ついていきます
In theory, if it works for like 1 or 2 artifacts, it should work for all of them. There's very little case where you will only work for a specific 5-star or 4-star unless you have like a very outdated configuration file. If inventory camera already in a decent state, oh yeah, good point. Y'all could have just joined forces, so we wouldn't have I guess in this landscape 2 or 3 different scanners. And I think there probably more scanners around here somewhere. It's just I haven't I've only created the 3 that are on the scanner page, and that was provably consistent enough that was good enough. Hmm. 800 artifact worth it, and most of them are, well, I'd say at least 60% of them are 4 stars. So you're gonna have quite a lot of fodder to work with. I guess the question is there enough Mora? And I honestly don't know until the scanner goes into the next tab.
Wow. Good luck.
At least we can roll a heap of artifacts if there's some more.
Yeah. If not, I guess I don't know. That's kind of the issue with this game. It's like you can't just pick it up and like do like end game content like Spiral Abyss without a copious amount of consistent daily grinding. Well, okay, I'd say copious amount. I meant the other C word, consistent. Because let's face it, there isn't quite a lot of continuous content you can do here. Are you trying to alleviate my crystal spine shortage?
Yes, yes I am. When I want
Bloody
to
hell.
quickly condense some resin and you got none, it bothers me.
Huh, the inventory camera has crashed again. Interesting.
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 What is it
Um,
crashing? I wonder.
I'll have to send a bug report to them later. Oh, see, there's no reason to scan anything below 4-star. Oh, you got 24 million Mora.
Ooh, we can roll everything.
You could roll
Have fun.
everything. We could maximize the copium on this stream. Okay, let's scan this motherfucker again. Oh, what is this screen? Are you deleting weapons?
Yep.
Oh, you're converting. Oh, you could do that, huh? Instead of feeding it directly into a weapon, you could just delete them and convert them into weapon shards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it kind of wastes a bit of Mora, but yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Hmm. Well, yeah. No, if there are multiple scanners, there's alternative if one doesn't work. That's very true as well. But generally speaking, if they're all working and they stop working, usually they all stop working as well. That's when
Through the
MiHoYo
patch.
change, right, patch, either add a new artifact set or change the number of columns within the screen or something crazy like that. Then, every scanner will have to update to accommodate that. And technically it will be faster if they all work together, but like to what end?
True that. True that.
Wait, I think you
Preach.
get less EXP if you destroy the weapon than if you just feed it.
Oh my gosh, suboptimal gameplay.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Coming from the optimizer team, playing Genshin suboptimally? Oh, Sting has went devastatingly quiet. Have we teased him too much?
No, I'm just changing accounts.
Actually, don't log in because I'm still scanning.
No, I'm just going onto my account.
Oh.
I've run out of
Now
things to do on your account.
I guess this is how one man can stretch his Genshin gameplay.
Yeah, that's a funny for us. Because like even in Abyss, how long did it take?
Honestly, not long
didn't
this
take-
time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was following the same formula as before.
Would have been
I
less
think it
than
was
an
also the
hour.
better blessing this time. It was the
Oh, yeah.
same as like the first time it came around.
Yeah, the blessing was
Yeah.
really good, and the cards were really good this time as well.
You have a C4 hotel. Well,
Who? Me?
yeah. I think
Huh.
you're gonna get something fun to play around with, Sting.
I've already got a
Um,
C2 hotel. C4
What
doesn't
does
get a
C3
huge
and
amount.
Constellation
do?
3 and 4 add.
What does the C4 do? I don't even remember.
Me neither. You
Yeah, I've
think
got
like
1,000
after
cores.
you would think after writing all these character sheets over and over again, I would remember what some of these characters do. No, I don't,
Well,
and that's somewhat devastating. It's like you did all your homework, yeah. During the test, you don't remember anything.
well, that's the thing, isn't it? Also, like,
Oh,
have we? I don't know. Hello? Can you hear me?
yep.
So, what about the plan to migrate the old damage number test to the new one? Is it still on?
I hate it. We should.
It also like doesn't have the proper artifact set information. So those part needs to be manually converted.
Yeah, that's the issue. Is basically the old tests were held together by duct tape and prayers, and we need to basically add more duct tape and prayers to get it to work anew.
Yeah. So like I can guess I can kind of write the converter, sort of to some extent, but
I don't know fundamentally if that's really worth the time.
yeah, because I can imagine roughly half an hour for every submission. So it could be an hour or two on some characters.
Oh no, Stan, you've locked the 3-line feather with only one useful stat. Oh, it was a flower. It's okay.
It might roll the other crit.
Locking doesn't mean that we're considering. Lock only means that we're saving it for another day.
It might
gets
roll the
through
other crit. It's okay, it's okay. Gotta have some
Oh no,
copium.
no, that's not copium anymore. That is hopium.
Yeah.
Oh no, it changed isotope.
Isotopic change from copium to hopium. Wait, since this is an Asia account, does this have the Chinese censorship of I guess less lewd skins?
No, it's not a China account. It's just Asia, isn't it?
Is there a separate like is there a distinction? I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
China servers.
Oh,
Interesting. Very
I guess
interesting.
you need like a resident ID to even log in or something ridiculous like that. Or like you need like a QQ account with like a or something crazy like that.
Did I see open PR? Still not being closed.
Yeah, not to mention we still need to validate the math and UI for Two-Fizz Wolf's math.
Can we not? And say that we did?
I feel like that's the same response KQM gave him. And for someone who's actually done the work and implemented it in the engine, I feel like that will be a disgraceful reply to someone's hard work.
Yeah, no, just kidding. Let me actually even take a look at it.
Yeah.
There was a paper even, I can't even remember where it was in the file.
It's
It was
a
chatted
Genshin.
up,
Yeah,
right?
it's a Genshin Math PDF version 5. the first line of the PDF is "I hate this game,"
Oh, classics.
and that's literally all I remembered from it.
Okay, I need to ask.
Okay. Inventory, comma. Genshin data. Okay, so this is the Lanchura data.
Are you done? I can log in now.
Yep.
Well, very good luck.
My
Right.
condolences is probably a better term.
Hmm.
Maybe his account has gotten substantially better since the last time. Who knows?
I don't
Hmm.
think so.
You should be careful not to have your Discord window show up. But I guess since you're a professional streamer with all the setup, that would be such an amateur mistake. You won't accidentally DDoS yourself, will you?
I might.
Bruh.
Oh, I need a verification code.
Oh,
That's interesting. Why wouldn't? Oh, because you logged onto my computer before.
like
Huh.
verification.
Yeah, it's going to be sent to your email.
Do you need to input an email or something?
No, you just need to input the verification code sent to your email. God, have you
No.
never done a ditch and dump scam?
No. Well, I don't remember what, but it does not send anything here. Funny that.
Welcome to another episode of How Many Computer Engineers Does It Take to Log In to using second verification?
Fucking hell. What the fuck? What the fuck? Can we really not? Can I just disable it? Because there's no email coming in if you are waiting, which is weird.
It should be.
Okay, try now. I've got 50 seconds before it times out.
Oh no, it's a race against time.
Oh dear. This is a normal E. Oh, I got it. Oh, I got it. Oh, hang on.
Oh my
Hang on.
gosh,
I'm
this is the
gonna
most
put-
intense moment of gameplay we've seen in Genshin so far.
30 seconds!
Oh my goodness.
Okay. It's in the chat, not the private chat.
In general. Oh shit. Hey, that worked.
Okay. How does the spoiling tag work in here in Discord?
You just wrap your messages.
Like, but if you already open it up, is it still there? Like, or do you need to open it again?
You need to open it again when you navigate back, I think. Yeah,
Wow, these nuts! I like it.
of course you do.
If it asks for the mobile phone, I really don't know how I'm gonna do that. It is my home phone, not the one I'm using.
You mean your home phone in Thailand?
Yes.
Well, we're gonna have to send a strongly worded email to your mother.
Well. Okay. Do we figure it out?
Yep. We're in commands.
We're in, boys. We're in. Time for
Security.
suffering. Suffataf round 2. Oh my gosh, you have 100 less ping. Think about the reaction
Oh,
times.
yeah. Maybe I should have made an Asia account.
Man's gonna think like, half a millisecond ahead of time.
Yeah. This is too fast.
It's gonna feel like the characters attacking themselves.
Oh, your poor Ayaka. Why is she so low? I know you don't need much crit, but 20% crit is not enough.
Well, good luck.
Two-piece blizzard strat. Oh no.
Is this enough suffering? Are you entertained?
We haven't even gotten to the abyss, and suffering has already started. This is peak suffering.
Yeah, this is a real game. The real game begins.
Since no one is asking us questions, I guess we're gonna have to maximize on the suffering.
Yes. Hmm.
What other tags can I even put in here? Twitch is very limiting the amount of tags you can put in. Actually, let me go to Tenten stream and see what tags he has.
Was there a lost arc armory in the tag?
Oh, that's because I try to because I am a part-time Lost Ark streamer.
And also we are behind the English tag, educational tag.
English, I think the English tag is actually mainly there so people who watch content in English can easily find your content.
Oh,
So I think the
okay.
English tag is actually somewhat crucial and not actually a troll.
Okay, that is
It hurts me that you have 5 condensed resin, no crystal flies, and capped resin.
I mean, this has been the state of this account for like maybe 3 or 4 months already.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, just like how I left it.
And is missing content from the last few banners.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, I remember like, okay, I got Hutos. I got another Huton, I was like, it's still not very fulfilling. And then it just spiraled down from there. It not enough dopamine to keep me going.
But the issue is you are building a mono carry team in a team building gacha game.
Well, there is that. But your point?
The point is the only way you could achieve more dopamine is to keep playing. And the only way to keep playing is to do more characters. And the only way to do more characters is to commit more time. However, you stop that dopamine cycle by only committing to one character.
Sad. I just optimize the fun out of the game.
Need to bring back Dopamine Optimizer, a one-time version that was only live for 36 hours, but it annoyed people so much. I think I somehow induced more suffering than these streams combined. I'm willing to get a head start for next year. I'm willing to take ideas for next April Fool's Day.
I need to optimize stuff. I can't do this account.
Yeah. Hey, did you know there's a cool online website called okay.
Oh shit.
You know, the funny
I'm
part
sick
is
of
like
that.
this thing reminds me of what was that game from Clash of Clans that does the PvP thing? Not PvP, the tower defense, not the tower defense. Like
This isn't Clash of Clans, the tower defense game.
yeah, fuck.
You mean Clash
What was the
Royale?
other game? Clash Royale, yeah. Like
You mean like the auto chess one?
yeah, I guess you could put it that way. Yeah,
That's why
it's
super,
kind of like that.
right?
Yeah, like it reminds me of that one because like every time I play with my friend, they never understand my build. Like
Wait, we're
at
talking
all.
about Clash Royale or like Boom Beach?
The Clash Royale part. Like Yeah, because you said like, okay, this account is too bad, and I'm thinking it works fine.
It works fine because you don't play on that account.
Yeah, I guess there's that.
Oh wait, there's a PTSD tag on Twitch. Not like this.
Oh yeah, you gotta have to put that in because I'm deleting the characters that aren't leveled just so I don't have to look at them.
Oh Jesus.
Now we need to sort a character by levels.
Competitive sculpture. What are these? Cash game.
Cash game. This is
Oh,
like
for streams that feature games in which real world money is at stake as a prize for an entrance fee. Huh.
does Genshin count?
That is Genshin in a nutshell. Chronic illness. Oh no. These are getting into jokes that I don't even want to.
Oh well.
This is an East Asian tag. I guess like we're getting pretty close. Graphic design. Technically, we're part of graphic design, aren't we?
We are not
Oh,
showcasing the website as of yet.
hey, but we are showcasing the website,
Here
and
we are
maybe one
right
day,
now.
exactly, and maybe
Hmm.
one day I'll actually do like dev streams because the premise of watching a bunch of code scroll on stream seems to be such an entertaining concept for people.
Hmm.
I don't know if I put enough or too much sarcasm into that statement. Let's just assume yes.
I just came back. Are you doing a code stream? Is that what I heard?
I might.
You could stream me struggling to do the stupid character search thing. I don't know what's wrong with it.
That's the issue. It's like eventually just devolve into a stream where one person is just swearing at a bunch of lines of squiggly code, and I kind of wanna uh, not do that. So like, if I'm gonna do a dev stream, it'd probably something more interactive, like doing a relatively well thought out UI element, and most of the time you just, I mean, I kind of welcome the idea of instantaneous feedback when fiddling with the UI.
Oh
But
well,
other than
there's
that,
that.
I think the premise of a dev stream is kind of doomed unless you're making like highly interactive content like a video game or something. So I guess a
Yeah,
website about a video game is close enough.
I mean the thing is like usually it's not that people are watching you writing code. It's more like people watching you looking the result, interacting with them, see if it goes good or not.
Okay,
Right?
here's the tag. Mode creative for streams that feature the creative game mode. Now, is Genshin Optimizer not the creative game mode for Genshin?
Hmm.
Huh.
Elaborate. Go on.
Oh, that was my whole point.
Yeah. So I gotta say that I'm sorry, Stan.
Yeah,
I,
I'm
I, I
seeing
can
the
see
problem here. I'm really seeing the problem here.
well I see hope escaping from your eyes, even though I don't see you at all. Oh well.
Yeah,
You
I'm
don't need
looking
to see
through.
someone's eyes.
I'm clicking optimize, and it's giving me the build you've already got equipped, and that build is trash. So
Well,
We finally found the problem the optimizer can solve, and that is if you don't have good artifact, you can't it wouldn't give you a
oh
good result.
well. Oh well.
You might have
Ripperoni.
to tweak with some of the subs on this one, maybe. Creative mode implies ability to do what you want. Optimizer doesn't let you test optimal viewing angles for unowned waifus. That's true. I guess no creative mode tag on the Twitch stream today.
3K Shinjo burst. It's a build.
It's a build to say the least, and
Yes,
probably
it
the
is.
most.
Bennett's got a level 4 Fav sword on.
Oh,
Well,
At
you
least
know,
you
Bennett
got a
largely
bloody.
useless character that no one cares about.
It hurts me.
oh yes. Did I hear something breaking? It's like sounds like Stan's spirit or something.
Yep.
Oh well.
See, add stream marker. Add markers where you're live and use them later. Start watch party. Manage goals. Host channel.
You don't even have a 4-piece Noblesse set I can put on Bennett.
It's unfortunate.
You don't have a
Like,
4-piece Crimson Witch set I can put on Hu Tao.
wait, what? How is that
Wait,
possible?
Maybe the main stat filter. Maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah, I blame main stat.
Yeah, but you have 0 Crimson Witch stands.
I
And you
guess
have
that's the
no
one that has been
Pyro
the
Crimson
free.
Witch goblets. So you can't do 4-piece Crimson Witch.
Okay, fine.
Unless you do something scuffed and go off. No, actually, that's pretty scuffed.
Any question on the Genshin Optimizer, the website, the system, the randomness?
So embarrassed by your account that we're actually ready to answer questions.
Yes, can we talk
Yes.
about something else other than this account?
Yeah,
Is
stop preaching,
4-piece
guys.
on Optimizer coming? Or the 4-piece exclusion?
Yeah, so actually that's something I kind of want to touch up on. Yes and no. I think effectively I want to basically merge those things. So in the current conditional selector UI, there's going to be extension to it that will allow you to set conditionals and I guess specific two set, four sets that you want to make available. And of course, you could exclude specific two set, four sets. So you could effectively retain the current behavior by restricting everything except a specific set if you want to. But by default, everything's going to be left open, which allows the optimizer the largest artifact availability to give you the best build. So, but yeah, but do that UI. Yeah, that would be primarily a UI change, as I said, because the system is already ready or has been ready for like 3 weeks. Just haven't connected the dots yet.
Oh, yeah, someone gotta sit down and actually do it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you will be able to explicitly exclude specific two set, four sets. So if MiHoYo ever creates a negative effect two set, and you don't want them to be built for a specific character, you could explicitly exclude those artifacts, or not those artifacts, but that combination of artifact that will give you the two set effect. And that will probably be a more flexible system than our current force everything or force specific sets or have everything. It would definitely give you more flexibility, I think. So yeah, now we just need to design the UI for it, hook everything up, and hopefully it's not too egregious.
I'm trying to figure out what your best built characters are, and it's a struggle.
Hint, none of them are best built.
Yes.
I think you might have to start spending that 24 million more.
Try to remove the main stat filter. That probably not help.
I already deleted all your level 0 artifacts just to speed things up, because there was like 300 of them. So that's probably why it's not returning many results, because it was probably filling in level 0s.
Yeah, that probably was another reason. I think at this point you might be coping enough that you have to roll some of them.
Oh.
Like this might actually be a good use case for the assume level 20 with level 0
but
boys.
I mean, I'm also not looking at the main stat when I'm leveling up, so
Wait, what do you mean you're not looking at the main stat when you what?
it might not be representative if you filter that thing right, the main stat right now.
Oh, that's what
The
you mean.
same. Yeah.
Hmm.
Like not that it's representative. Like it might not
I
be.
thought this is another argument towards me removing, at least my notion of wanting to remove the main stat filter.
Oh. To be honest, we want to remove all the filters.
Yeah, to be honest, if given infinite calculation time, we would want Optimizer to literally step through literally every combination. Unfortunately, since every artifact acts exponential time, that is unfeasible unless we somehow create a system that breaks the space-time continuum. Either
Oh,
way, I digress.
stay tuned.
Currently, we have to find a fine spot between user have to sub optimize versus optimizer having too much calculation, and it's kind of a hard point to make because like I said, everyone has different artifact availability.
Yeah. Like such as in this case. You see, my account is generating content.
Mm-hmm.
Which is better than it being festering for the last 3-4 months.
Wow, okay. I just realized that the build I made for jungling had no energy recharge, so I forced 150, and now you've got a full rainbow build it's suggesting.
Sounds like you need to embrace the rainbow stain.
I
Embrace
don't...
the rainbow.
Nothing
Oh
is wrong
no.
with the rainbow.
Oh no.
If you don't embrace the rainbow, I'll actually implement that terrible UI idea where I make every rainbow build have a rainbow background.
Oh no. This hurts so much.
Rip Ferroni. What happens if you remove the main stat? Now I'm kind of curious.
I think the same thing will happen. It just take maybe 2 extra seconds or something.
Okay, fine.
I'm surprised it hasn't picked up any of the like not level 20s yet. With some of these artifacts being so arbitrarily terrible.
Oh,
I mean,
it picked slightly different. It gave me a 2-piece gladiator after removing the main stat filters, because it's given me an
huh?
attack gladiator circlet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know why people like don't like attack circlets. If you have the right substats, crit substats, is perfectly viable. Look at all those green numbers. Green numbers means good, right?
Yeah, but on the crit hit, you're
yeah.
doing 40 damage less, so it's stuffed.
Ooh.
Ah, oof.
Well, you're doing more consistent. I get.
Yeah, but I might get a crit card in Abyss, so I don't need that.
Uh,
Well, that's hopium.
Oh well, let's
I guess
just see
it-
what happens.
Good luck. At least I guess this layout is easier to see. I'm kind of follow the flow here, even though like I'm not actively using it.
Yeah.
There's that.
Well, yeah. There have been some complaints about there's a certain limitation of the number of characters that can be shown on the character inventory screen. And again, that's one of the reason. The primary reason was because for every card, every character and their teammates have to be recalculated, which is quite a lot of calculations. So if you have 20 characters on screen, you get almost like half a second of noticeable UI lag, which is very undesirable in our supposedly very reactive website. So currently we've just decreased the number of our characters being shown. There's some React 18 systematic changes that could make this better, but since we haven't fully explored that area yet, it's not a lot of characters can be shown per screen without lag. Simple as that, I guess.
Also unrelated, but I may or may not. I may or may not be on the artifact upgrades free before I left, so I might have used some good ones for upgrades, but probably not. I'm probably smoking crack.
Probably are.
Just throw some random characters together. How far we can go.
Well, you will see. With level 77 Mona, it's not much better than level 1.
みんながそばにいてくれ運命の虚栄これが運命です神里流透明失礼
Also, like, if we're gonna have like a multi-target, I guess I need to update the term rewriting
油断しました
because like
What do you mean?
there's a lot more. So like two different attacks have the same, like two different damage have the same total attack kind of thing, and we can reuse the total attack, right?
Yeah, but if they share the same common formula node, then that they should share, right?
Yeah, they should share. Like, but there's also another perk where it's like one attack has a constant factor, like the talent, for example. Like a charge attack has a certain talent % multiplier, right? But a plunging attack has a different charge attack, right? You know what I mean? So it's like a charge talent % multiplied with the attack, and we have a plunging % multiplied by the total attack, right? And then we add them together, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that case, what could happen is that why don't we just merge the total attack together, and then add the it is unfortunate then. It hurts to watch, I can tell. So anyway, yeah, so then we can merge the total attack together and then put a charge plus plunging kind of thing, because it's a distributive law, right? Like if you from math. So I never actually called that up because we don't have any formula that could utilize that at all.
Okay, well now we will.
Well, now we will. So there's that.
So
The
I
problem
guess
is,
I wonder once it does optimize the formula, what does the final formula look like? You'll have the attack or anything common, I guess, excluded out.
yeah, most likely it could extract out the total attack, enemy defense, enemy resistance, probably.
Yeah, enemy attack defense will be the same. Actually, no,
Yeah,
they
crit
will be different
modifier,
across.
most likely.
Yeah, it'll be different across different different elements.
Yeah, in the best case though, like if we are optimizing on the same characters. They're gonna have pretty much the same everything except for the talent multiplier, right?
Well, and there's several other nuances with multi-target that can't be ignored. Like for example, if a passive provides a one-time 25% crit on when you hit an enemy or something, if you optimize with that conditional on, it will be there for every target, even though it should only be there for the single target. You know, like little nuances like that. I'm not sure how, and I think that would be just a fundamental caveat with the multi-target until we could figure out a quote-unquote smart way of accommodating it.
Hmm.
次の仕事
Oh, does Zhongli have artifacts on? I didn't check that.
A very interesting question. You could open up the map using F something, and then open up your character. Does that still work, or do they patch it out? Or maybe that's never worked before, and I'm coping.
I don't think you can open the character after you open the map.
Okay, then I'm coping. I guess you could open the map to quote-unquote pause the abyss.
Huh.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, that's interesting.
吸引テスト開始運命はここにいるよこの仕事は排除するべきですね相関化粧
Huh.
6308式ユニット運命には逆らえません水中で部外者禁止
You see, I like a little challenge.
Well, you like a little challenge from someone else.
Yes, now I like watching someone else suffer.
吸引テスト開始
Yep.
運命に
Okay. Now I need to figure out why doesn't this bot recognize.
Oh, we lost him.
相関化粧
Rip. Wait. Hi.
Welcome back.
Oh, I clicked on buttons too fast. Discord has crashed.
雨描きがたし思い拳を天道ここにありみんなは俺が守れ
What else is in like a frequently asked feature request right now?
Maximum potential.
Next.
Which
Next.
artifacts can I roll?
Wait, what was that?
Which artifacts do I have to roll? Tell me the best ones.
Well, technically,
No.
Toothless kind of do that, right?
Yeah, but the issue with that feature is like, first of all, we haven't verified the math. I'm sure his math is incomprehensible to most people, and that's as far of a credit as I give to him until we verified it. And also it provides a very, how do we say, very complex and fancy graph. But I'm wondering fundamentally, does that give the end user enough information to know what's happening? And
I don't think it gives
might
a
just
new user enough information, but someone who's willing to learn and look at it and understand is probably going to be fine. Like even
Right.
the PC graph where you can compare against a certain stat was confusing for a lot of people.
Yeah, no, so yeah, definitely. So if we could, this is a kind of a more of a UX question. If we could design the UX and provide the information in a way for a user to kind of empower themselves with the understanding from this graph, then so be it. But I'm just stating that that's quite a tall task to do.
つい ていきます。この仕事は排除するべきです。超拡散形態。
But yeah, that would be potentially a solution to that. And again, once that math can be done, it's relatively trivial to calculate a potential resin per artifact count or something crazy like that. Of course, it doesn't actually give you anything concrete. This is what we call hypothetical result, or one that can be or cannot be reflected in game because it would just be a probabilistic average. But you know, mathematically, it's still sound if the math can be proven to be correct. Yeah, but we'll definitely need someone with a unique blend of programming and math skills to verify that math, which will
I
take
wonder
quite
who
a
that
long
could
time. Definitely not people that are uniquely qualified in this room. We might have to call in Chris from the KQM math team, or the only guy who publicly professed to have a mathematics degree.
Isn't he the one who also revealed the last toothless?
Yep. Seems to be the one out of the two math majors I know in KQM. I'm sure there are others, but they're just less vocal about them being a math major for some reason.
To be honest, I'm surprised there are two math majors in any Discord group.
Okay, but one of them is a topological analysis guy, which doesn't really do much
Okay.
for these kind of math.
Okay.
So really, there's only one guy in my mind. So
Yeah,
we will,
still.
but I think Chris does have some a bit of calculation, or sorry, not calculation, computation experience. So perhaps he could bring a unique experience in terms of alleviating some of our suffering, verifying that math.
See. Oh,
And again, UI
At least
design is always going to be a massive headache, as usual.
I'll have to take a look at the paper first. See what all the
I
math
almost think
are
that the
doing.
paper has almost nothing to do with this implementation.
Okay, like
I think the paper might abstractly denote his methodology, but in terms of actual implementation, it is probably a matter of reverse engineering the code.
what might be good enough to know what it is being done to the derivatives, because like I know it is using the first derivative of the formula, but I want to know what is how that works right now.
Yeah,
So
well, I mean, most of the good thing about Genshin is that most of math is communicative. So getting the first derivative based off of each abstract syntax tree node shouldn't be hard.
yeah, even when we have like a weird formulas in there just to like fit things
The
like
only weird one might be like min and max, which creates cliffs, shall we say?
oh yeah, for sure.
That would make the first derivative a bit funky.
You know, something I kind of love, or like at least find it nice, is how dedicated people are on this game.
Yeah, people are sweaty. Can you imagine someone spend like 18 hours every day writing a website just so people can find the right combination of artifacts?
Yeah, for sure.
But no, the Genshin community, especially the theory crafting community, are ridiculously dedicated to the point of infighting.
That's so, huh?
There has been dramas. I think I've not been involved in any of them, but I've heard I felt the shuddering through the grapevines.
See,
A Skyward Spying on Zhongli. A
Well,
level
it was
40 Skyward Spying.
it's the best option I got, unfortunately.
Do
good
you
luck.
have enough? Do you have enough weapon shards to get it to like at least level 60?
Oh yeah.
I mean, at this point, this man doesn't really care about his Mora, so you don't.
Uh-huh.
It's really sad, and it? Spend so much time gathering all that mora just for someone else to spend it and get that dopamine.
Yeah, and that's some kind of saying like, you work too hard, everybody else is gonna use your money.
If you work so hard, someone else will spend your money.
Oh yeah, that something like that.
Oh well. What is the point of mora if not to be spent?
Indeed.
Oh, yeah, you don't
Indeed.
have much. Okay, hang on.
Mm.
Surprisingly, I think you have more 5-star weapons than my account.
Well, like that's the thing, right? The 5-star weapon, you need to actually roll for it.
Yeah. And I think you wailed at the time in which they were especially unforgiving.
Yeah, that's why I get like 5-star Wolf Gravestone or something.
You have
Or-
you have an R5 Wolf's Gravestone?
I don't remember. I remember I have a shit ton of WGS. And I was like,
But do you have a Claymore character that can use it?
not at all.
Or a Sword user? Oh, lordy.
Yeah, I didn't even keep track of the upgrade material at some point. That's when I realized, like, yeah, thing is going downhill. I'm losing concentration on this game.
Oh, Stains went back to a constant favorite. So this is gonna be Hu Tao Xingqiu, Gong Yu Zhongli Bennett, and Rest Filler.
Well, oh yeah, I have Bennett C6, right?
Oh my lordy, did you actually?
Didn't Stan say he want to try it once at least?
Do you actually have him
Well,
C6? You absolute
I've got him
disgusting
C6.
disgrace of a human being.
Yeah, I C6 my Bennett.
see.
Damn, y'all are animals.
It only ruins like one team comp, I feel like.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
that
he
bad
does.
at all.
But I think it's not like it's not how much team comps they ruin, it's the prospect of not going back. It's the inevitability of that option being ripped away from your life.
Yeah.
Sure, you might never run that team ever, but you're going to spend more energy missing it when you C6 your Bennett.
No, you won't.
I mean, who you gonna buff? Chongyun?
Oh yeah, Chongyun Bennett. It's
Yes.
like a
That dude with double ice fire thing.
behavior
that's
that we've discussed for days and we still haven't had a good conclusion.
Yeah, like if anyone is buffing, if anyone is using both Bennett and Chongyun to do the double ice fire, it is unfortunate that Genshin Optimizer doesn't handle that.
But also, if you use the optimizer to handle that, you're on crack.
Probably. Imagine if you put that down and time it perfectly so that your physical attack of whatever character being buffed can do the melt consistently. You're probably on crack. A strong one at that.
Anyways, more things for the backlog. There's there's always people asking for some crazy stuff that we're definitely going to say no to. Crit value
How
being one of
crazy.
them.
What was that?
Crit
Oh,
value
crit
is
value.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, crit value is something that's never gonna be in optimizer unless I somehow suffer the inevitable, unfortunate death, and someone who doesn't understand math take over the development of the optimizer.
I mean, if they don't realize that RV is the same as CV, they don't deserve a CV.
Exactly.
Okay, let's try again with artifacts on Zhongli and some talent
Cool.
levels.
Yeah, Zhongli should be relatively
天道
Hoping hard, I see.
shieldable.
岩山八九みんなは俺が守る
And I guess one other thing people have always asked for, and is one that opens up like such a big can of worms that these aren't worms, these are snakes, and these aren't cans, these are playing, and you have snakes on a plane. Is base the ability for optimizer to have a back end. And I think we touched on this before.
And
And
who's gonna pay?
well, I don't mind paying for it. Honestly, it shouldn't even be that much. It's
Well,
more of it's more
To be
about
honest,
like
you can probably host a server on your own computer, if
yeah,
anything.
that too. But then that would require me to have my computer on all the time. And I mean, even though my computer is literally on all the time, I don't like having the prospect of the option of being able to turn my computer off.
I can donate
but-
one of my. Like Nook Mini, like Intel NUC.
Yeah, you could do that as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, I forgot that you're a networking guy, but like fundamentally, we could just get like a virtual backend somewhere.
But that
They-
said,
they-
what are you gonna do with it?
Well, what can't we do with it is a better question. Oh, well, obviously
Well-
we don't want to use it to actually calculate the optimization target because that would require a supercomputer the size of NASA. But at least having some sort of like way. Well, first of all, it'll be a way for people to back up their data. Sure, we'll have to figure out how to do some sort of authentication and other stuff, but we could probably piggyback a service API for that, so that's not too bad.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure out how that's gonna work with GitHub pages, but if we're gonna have a backend, we might as well have a separate host as well, which means that we're gonna have a separate, probably have like a optimizer.org domain or something crazy like that.
Oh yeah, you
once-
look into that, right? Yeah. But before that,
Yeah,
Go
but
on.
before that, once we have all this set up, we could do quite a lot of crazy things. Probably we should be able to have a more systematic view of the entire user database and have like a dashboard that shows how many users have their data uploaded to the optimizer. Provide the API for other developers to access this database. If need to be, and then like do a lot of database migration might be. Actually, database migration will be more complicated than easy, but we'll deal with that at a later time.
is it really? Because like, if anything, we can take down the website.
Basically,
internet.
it depends on which extent we're doing the database. If it's fundamentally just like a backup or a way for people to access their database from multiple devices, then we would need both migration on the front end because some people might not log in at all, and then the back end for migration. But then you might also just migrate from the front end anyways, or we have it fully synced up. So every time we navigate to a page, we have to do server-side rendering or something, which something I definitely don't want to do because it's more complicated than not.
Well, just take my old computer. Like all you need is an M2 hard disk, and it's good to go.
No. Like the hardware or the feasibility of hosting it isn't fundamentally my problem. The cost of it isn't my problem. The problem is literally just development time. It's legit development black hole. Sure, there's a lot of possibility that might arise from it, but I'm not 100% sure if it's ultimately worth it.
We're gonna fish some SQLite. No, what do people use for backend nowadays? I don't even know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could always just piggyback a third-party service, so that's not, like I said, not the problem. The problem is the dev time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I thought this was the thing where Shinsen version 2 was supposed to be like was supposed to be a public repository of the character databases, but they went another way by crawling through Genshin UIDs. Sure, you will only have data on like the showcase character, but well, I'm not. Well, actually, that data is not useful for us. We need the entirety of the artifact database. So we'll figure something out. At least, I think at the bare minimum, we should be able to export a good database, put it into Genshin.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Very such noises.
Very
Wash
special
my
voices.
hands.
Slurpy slurp.
I just wash my hands.
Huh. I did not hear you sing through the entirety of Happy Birthday. You have not sufficiently washed your hands long enough.
Oh dear. Is that how people do here?
Well, isn't that the COVID recommendation? You have to wash your hands for the entire duration you would to feasibly destroy the organism with soap.
Oh god. Yeah.
Well, it's not an organism, it's a virus, but you know what I mean. Wow, we're at floor 11. Can you believe it, chat?
I'm thinking we might be able to get through floor 11. It's floor 12 that I might struggle at because we've got no venti.
There's no venti, that's for sure. I don't even think floor 11 you could 3-star. You might be able to if you get lucky on the defend the pylon thing.
Okay.
At least a good thing is that you have a very good Abyss buff and good cards today.
How lucky must you be?
I mean, these things contribute at least to like 12% of your damage, right?
That's not where I wanted that.
Gonna make do. Yeah, the thing about the backend is like it development time plus how much of benefit would you get out of that, right?
Yep, and I haven't yet been convinced that it's worth the development time yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's things like the new Goba project is a very convincing case. Things like integration with GSIM or other stuff, or at least providing an easier API for them to access data. You know, all of these are very I guess motivational, but they're not motivational enough for me to commit the development time to do so.
Also, I'm just saying, but on Goba themselves, like the process of optimization can be done on the user side because it is easily verifiable. So like they could actually ask people to optimize for it and then submit it. But I guess it's gonna just add too much friction.
It's gonna add a lot of extra work, and then you get a bunch of unverifiable data.
Well, if you have the original database, it's easily verifiable.
If you have the original database, but if just some random guy submits a bunch of data, like the first Goba project, like I like the creator, well, the first moderator of the Goba project has spent quite a long time effectively verifying the data that was produced by people. And they literally have to just basically look at the number and say, these numbers are too high. I have a whale here who has dedicated all his life farming Hu-Tao, and this guy has higher number than him. That's highly improbable. I'm gonna get back to this guy to resubmit his number. Like this is his manual verification, and then it's tedious and it's unscalable.
おさわり禁止。水中言語運命には逆らいません。無双の風シミュレーター。相関結晶。
Oh well, someone offered to finish the React 18 branch.
Someone offered to finish React 18 branch?
Check the development channel.
Oh. I mean, there isn't much to finish in terms of React 18 branch. That branch is fully migrated to React 18. It's just some of the language, or I guess the opt-in features haven't done, the deferred values and stuff. And it's a lot more complicated than you think, because unfortunately our database isn't, sorry, our states aren't using the full React hooks. They're just basically what do we call them? I guess listeners and subscribers. A subscriber model that updates when a character is changed. Unfortunately, that means that it's very difficult to separate data that should be deferred from data that should be reflected on UI very quickly.
Why don't we do that later? Or...
Well, I mean, yeah, that's an opt-in feature. We still have a lot of these features out of the box that we could just implement right now, like the concurrent rendering, some of the other new framework features that are just out of the box. We could, yeah, I mean, like we could just deploy the React 18 right now. It's just some of the how do I say it? Some of the translation library isn't good. It doesn't work with the React 18 TypeScript interfaces. So there's a bunch of I guess skips in terms of TypeScript checking that we have to do, which they're supposed to fix, but I can't get the fix to work.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing about TypeScript is like the default types aren't that well coordinated, to be honest. Right. Yeah. So there's a lot of time where it's gonna give you like a lot of errors. And sometimes where it magically just doesn't, even though it looks just about the same.
Is this a load error for the Hoyoverse survey? That's funny. The render process for this page is no longer running, so they're doing server-side rendering for a survey. That's kind of cringe.
Oh well.
That's actually really cringe. Why would you do server-side rendering for a survey? That's pretty much like all deterministic questionnaires.
Well, that's the thing for you. There's programming, then there is a lazy program.
But it's more work for them to be like this.
They didn't realize that just yet. They probably did the first thing they know how. And somehow it spiraled out from there. Pretty common, isn't it? Like, we think like, yeah, let me just prototype it real quick.
It's very common. Programmers tend to stay within their areas of expertise despite better design decisions. It's called comfort coding.
In other words, learn AQL, else be congruous.
Sounds cope.
Yeah, it's this new language. Well, it is a 60-year-old language that is quite interesting to me. Somehow.
I'm quite astounded at Stain's progress towards this Abyss.
Yeah, he's made good progress. It's amazing.
Well, I think it's because your Mona is much higher level than my Mona.
Yeah, level 80 or whatever it is to level 1 is a bit different.
It's a little different.
What does Mona do in a legit
What do you mean?
Like I upgrade her because I kind of like her, but that's about it.
おやおや
you like the tights, you like the thighs. You don't know what she does.
Yeah, plus it's about time where like it's about the time where I just upgrade everyone.
Yeah, you kind of
Whatever.
started upgrading everyone equally, which makes all of them under leveled at the same
Yeah.
time.
この件はわかるかい雨描き型
Yeah, so there's that. Then I realized later I don't do that, and then I just mono.
天道ここにあ
I just go all in on Huntao somehow. I
Yeah,
never.
so you went to the both extreme, but yes, you don't have like a team fully built for Abyss.
Yeah, I suffer from it, so. Unfortunately, yeah.
みんなは俺が守れ
Stay, do you feel your reaction time getting better?
It's actually throwing me off a little bit because, especially with like gun use bloom, the timing is different.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could release like I guess a quarter of a second earlier.
Yeah, it's always like that. It's the same with like Souls game. You don't want to change the timing. Like you're fine with the lag. You're not fine with the lag changing the duration.
Right, your brain's already compensated for the lag, so when the lag is gone, things are happening in the future that you haven't pressed the button for. Or so that's what you perceived it to be.
I don't know, he's on the floor too. Oh, he's damn.
Astounding. Does this make you feel like you should go back to the game?
And, I probably cannot
Bad.
play like that. It is too bad.
全力攻撃だくらえ
Yeah, I'm not going to retry, I'm just going to try and get through it. How many stars that might be.
Yeah, I think the team might be ultimately too scuffed.
剣女盤石燃えろ
Oh, for sure.
天道ここにありみんながそばにいてくれるわバレねえぞ
この件はわかるかい股間奥義
Since we are.
天道万象
But anyway, if we are gonna do a multiple target, the thing like whether or not a damage can wave or anything is probably not in the know. Like it probably shouldn't be in the know. I still don't see a way to shoehorn. Like every way I can think of, it's just a shoehorn in.
I mean, the alternative is to just have the UI to just apply the vape modifier, but like, but then the system was just gonna say, why are you applying vape modifier on a physical damage attack? That doesn't make sense. And then the system just by default handle that. It's a bit of redundant UI that's a bit unintuitive, but at least it's handled within the system already.
Yeah,
Or use
I mean,
or use the post-calculated value for that, which isn't. Actually, no, you can't.
ここにあり燃えろ
No, you can't. So yeah, there's I guess only the only way to do it without systematically tagging metadata for every formula would be to just constantly just have the UI there constantly.
I think it is something that you can add onto like a damage node or something. Like not the damage node itself, like but the damage node function that generates that. Like in addition to generating the action node, we can also generate an extra information in there. Minus. Because if anything, I'm quite against adding
天道万
this
象
particular metadata onto every node, like put it in as a type.
Well, another option is to just add it onto the top surfacing node of the formula, assuming we have the right hierarchy for the lookup of the formula. That data is always there, but then we'll have to manually tag it for every formula anyways.
The problem is that it is not just a regular metadata bit, because when you think about it, it's not that an attack does not evade. A physical attack does not evade. It can still happen is that a physical attack got infused with a pyro and then got evade. That could still very well happen. And so the rule is rather complex. So right, and I'm thinking that there are two ways that I can see out of it. One of them is like to have a separate node to calculate this particular setting or this feasibility. Like, okay, can it evade right now or something, and use those nodes for calculation. Like a separate node, totally separate from the damage node. The other one is like just do it on the UI side, because it's pretty much, it has been done on the UI side. So like since the beginning. So we could do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's always. I mean, it's a system that we've been working on for I guess the pretty much half a year already, eh?
Oh well.
Or maybe more than half a year at this point. Since the beginning of Wave Rider, just to accommodate crazy mechanics like this. We're finally on the home stretch, and if we can't figure this out, this would be incredibly sad.
Oh well. Yeah, like I said, we probably could have we could have an additional set of nodes. Can vape or not?
Well, yeah, but then that's the same like developmental overhead as literally tagging every formula.
I don't
Like
think you need to tag every
somebody's-
formula, because the damage node knows the character, right? At least know the character that is the source of the damage, of that particular damage, right? So we can do the same thing
How about
that
this? How
do the
about this?
automation.
Let's prototype. Let's prototype a working multi-target the system, but instead of having this dynamic UI element that determines whether attack can be vaped or not, we just have the toggle for vape all the time. It's just sometimes when you toggle vape on a valid object like a geo attack or a physical attack, it's not gonna do anything. Which is pretty much exactly what's happening in the current system anyways. And then we'll figure out the UI loophole later.
Yeah, that definitely could work, and probably
Because then we could just use a working system and build on top of it instead of theorizing all of this back and forth and not get anything done.
Well, I don't need to do anything. I'm totally down for that.
Wow, nicely done.
Okay.
That means that you saved some time that you could do your own Abyss, right?
Let me go. Let me play some more Elden Ring. I feel like it's time.
Just on the bottom right of my screen, a Steam notification pop up. Lantura has started Elden Ring.
Yeah. How many hours am I in already? I think it's like 200 something.
Fiona just threw out her ult as she died.
227 hours on record.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, that's about like 400 hours less than I think you should have at this point.
To be honest, me too. Because when I remember when I
started. Okay, considering I started playing Lost Ark like before you started getting addicted on Elden Ring, and on Lost Ark I have shit. I have 949 hours.
Yeah. It is not like back in the day when the Monster Hunter World came out. That time I was still like we were still in undergrad, and I was like, yeah, I can play 20 hours a day, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I did. And like nowadays I need to like I actually need to sleep, otherwise I feel like I'm dying. And
Dang, actually sleeping. Don't know how
Yeah.
you feel.
yeah. You see. What a tragedy. Don't get old, kids. Okay, that sounds oddly ominous. I retract that.
Don't get old, kids. Time to die young. Oh, that is incredibly ominous. Oh well, I mean, we're almost towards the end of the suffering as long as we could just survive through this stage.
So much.
No.
Hmm.
Don't die.
I've already had to restart because Diona died.
Oh shit.
Sad.
Oh shit. Is this side 2? Oh, what is second chamber?
This is first half.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
she died in the
I
second half.
Yeah. Oh, I think I think last time I had this problem as well, where like your Diona just wasn't up to spec to keep like you alive.
These 3 lectors are just particularly annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what? I can. During the computation of the optimization target, I can compute whether or not a node is part of a threshold node or a node is part of match node. So I guess
That's
it can.
not very helpful, is it?
But it's gonna add a fair amount of overhead.
Okay. Sorry. Well, at this point, we're just gonna go with the original idea. We'll figure out a working prototype and then we build from there.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not
Because
sure.
the other way.
Yo, Van, have you read through any of the R18 documentation?
Like very mildly.
Okay.
So no.
What's
Because
new in
at this
anyway?
React 18.
Yeah. What's new in there? Like, what were we using before?
We're using React 17.
Okay. Does
Well,
it change that much by a single major version?
No, actually, it doesn't technically change a lot. Like all of the features are either opt-in or out of the box. From what I can see, there are some like low effort changes that we could make to make the UI more responsive by technically making the UI less responsive. Which basically means that you have one action, which is say change the filter, and then you have a second action that that gets deferred, which is the refreshing of the artifact page. So some of the UI gets extremely laggy, like changing artifact filters because you're changing pretty much like 20 artifacts in their calculations. The same thing with characters. So those things can get deferred and they become a lot more responsive. Other things like concurrent rendering, any hook that gets called inside a promise or inside another hook will get batched instead of creating separate UI renders.
Yeah. Okay. Like I understand that. Like it got better, but what I don't quite understand is why don't we like is a migration like is a basic migration done? Like can it be shipped out as is?
It's what the migration is done. I just couldn't get like one thing to work.
Ah,
I have to use a bit of an ugly workaround, which is just do types as any.
see. Huh. I see. Maybe we can look into that because it could also be the interaction between with the global type that I have.
No. That's not the issue. It's the translation library. Was it the
Oh, I see.
um?
So that library doesn't support.
It didn't support.
You know what?
It didn't support React 18 out of the box because basically for it, it adds a bunch of it adds a bunch of interpreted objects into the DOM tree, or at least the DOM nodes, but it doesn't allow objects as part of the DOM nodes. So he has to have an extra type escape, which he adds extra options for, which I added in, but somehow he still doesn't recognize that that's allowed. So in every instance where there's an interpreted value within the translation node, I have to basically just cast that object as any. So it's just, it's a
That's a lot of
TypeScript issue.
FN. Yeah.
It's like 5 or 6 of them.
Okay.
we're not very good at maintaining the translations, and again, a lot of it is my fault because we didn't have translations and migration could never catch up to UI changes.
Yeah.
But as
Check
we
the
go on,
development channel.
師匠の技を食らいなさい
yeah, I see it. Someone has volunteered their time to help with that migration, which is very welcome. If you could get that translation type issue to work, like the i18 next, well, the React i18 next type error, should be
And
good. We could just fully migrate to React 18, and we have one less thing to worry about.
they also read the parenthesis code. The one. So rip, yes. And yeah, the parenthesis system in Go is quite different from others. It's like we don't add parentheses and remove them. We just don't add them until it is absolutely necessary, right? And but the thing is like, okay, the system in Go is that the formula, the summation, a formula like summation, multiplication, it can have any number of arguments. Like it can have summation of one element, summation of two elements, summation of 0 element, those kind of things. So it so happens that there are a lot of cases where the parentheses, if you look at the like simple algorithm, you're gonna have extra parentheses, unfortunately. So we do a lot of things to avoid that. So yeah, it ends up being rather complex because of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, with Rider issues, we pretty much got it all resolved, except for the ones that we don't have resolved, or the ones that we don't know how to resolve. Wow, that was a
Well, isn't that a tautology, sir? Good job.
It's like everything Harvard students know and everything Harvard students don't know is the entirety of everything.
It also got complex because of like the variant stuff. Because
oh my god, is that a Skyward Pride?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Another Skyward Pride?
No, it was the guy with Spine before.
Oh, okay.
Oh right, I keep getting those things confused. Either way,
Wait, you're wishing on the weapon banner? Why?
To get a Mistsplitter. Because he has no good swords.
That's cool. He's gonna get that. He's gonna get the Geo Claymore.
I know. Already got fucking Skyward. Holy shit.
Oh
shit.
no! This.
Okay, where was I? Oh yeah.
Plus, I've given
there's
up
a
on
lot of-
Abyss. I'm done. I'm not doing 412 on this again.
Rip.
The peak suffering.
Yes, I kind of.
We
kinda
finally
expect
hit
that.
the limit on suffering.
You endure
I can
well.
just see this
Yes.
going on for hours, and I'll just start molding, and I don't want that.
Well, it's been 2.5 hours. I mean, come on, who plays for Genshin for more than 2.5 hours?
Yeah, I think we're close to calling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah. So stay tuned next time. I think 2 weeks time. What can we expect in 2 weeks time? Would Miss Yilan come out? When's that banner happening?
31st
When's
or something
2.7?
like that?
Is it gonna come up
31st.
finally?
Oh, so we're gonna have a stream after that. Let's see if let's see if we're gonna have the data mine ready to even do the Yilan page.
But yeah, the parenthesis thing should be done. Like it's only broken because I touched it after
Somebody clip that. We caught it on stream. The parenthesis should be done. You said this last time. You said this last time.
Like, dude. Everything happens because I touch it after I haven't touched it for 3 months, and I was like, where the fuck do I put things again? And I just guessed wrong. Okay.
Then don't make it a guess.
It's okay. It's just weird places.
Lordy.
Yeah.
Or we have some sort of a stability assurance system.
Well, if anything, just revert it. But then again, if I see those cases, I was like, I remember now why I coded like that. and then I know how to fix it. So
Either way,
yeah.
I seriously doubt we'll have a multi-target ready for 2.7. But during the duration of 2.7, we might be working on it. So I guess stay tuned, join the Genshin Optimizer Discord. But I guess if you're a viewer on this channel and you haven't joined the Genshin Optimizer server yet, what are you doing? How are you still awake? Do you even understand what we're talking about for the last 2 hours?
Yeah, well, if you're not part of the Genshin Optimizer or haven't tried it, how do you find us even? Probably
How did you
weird.
find this? How did you stumble upon this? Our English programming educational graphic design Twitch tag this alluring?
The tag is so weird. I cannot get
I
over that.
still can't find good tags. What do professional Genshin streamers use? Okay, here is Jason25, Hu Tao Simp. Let's see what he has. He has English, he has anime, speedrun, analysis, mode adventure, backseating allowed. I
Okay.
guess that makes sense.
Backseating allowed. Imagine backseating this account.
Yeah, imagine someone playing someone else's account and you're backseating telling him how to play.
Oh dear lord.
Hmm.
Yes, clip that. Parenthesis is done.
Parentheses are done.
Yeah. There's probably a better way, but like
Oh
if
wait,
I
you
need
have
to take it,
pineapple slices.
yeah, I think that was about the last item that I got
Wait, you
before.
can't like mass press these? You have to open them one by one? Also,
Yep.
why have you been hoarding these boxes?
I mean, might as well.
Not anymore. They're gone.
Hoarding for the sake of hoarding.
Sure,
Now you no longer has control.
sure.
Are you gonna roll on any of these? Get
Not
some
right now. There's
lingering.
just too much to go through. We'll be here for another 5 hours.
Oh yeah. No, we should definitely start ending this stream. I've been
Yeah.
complaining and about Genshin for like too long.
I
I need
think
to
this
get back.
account is salvageable. I think it's salvageable. It's just
I
going
mean,
to take a couple of weeks.
considering you went all the way to like floor 12 with it, I was surprised. I thought it was going to be insufferable by like floor. Last time I tried it, it was insufferable by floor 11, like first chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I
Well,
think I could have got
that one
3
wasn't.
stars on floor 11, but I just gave up. And then floor 12, the 3 lectors are just a pain without more anemo.
Mm-hmm.
You did well. You did well. Next time, don't finish for these. Don't finish the first one too quick. Okay, this is your lesson.
Oh no.
Maybe next time we'll spin the format on the viewer. I do Abyss. We'll stay answer optimizer questions.
Mm. You haven't even finished your teapot. You can't get your rewards out of it. What is this scuff?
Wait, where are your millions of like screens? Those like bamboo screens that you litter your house with.
Yes.
Remember at the beginning we used to do that thinking, oh, this is going to be such an exciting system, we need to maximize it.
You
And
just end up.
now it's just a terrible work in progress that you can't even use.
Well.
Because I can't even edit it to increase the rank. Oh, that
Oh
thread's
right.
over.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just plug one in the meantime, so that next week we have something, or not. Probably not.
Yeah, we definitely need to think of if our optimizer discussion is gonna go on so bloody long, we really need to actually have a good plan, or at least more content in the background.
No,
We
come on.
somehow pulled a malnourished Genshin account out of our ass, and that was lucky, but I'm not sure if we could continue to do that.
Yeah. It's okay. You don't need to play anymore. You did well.
I'm honest, like I'm actually like I gotta commend your effort. I would not have gotten as far as you have.
I think I'm gonna get Kazuha on this account for you, and then it will be fixed.
Well, good luck.
Oh. You're back to your parametric rocks.
Yep. Where is it? Is we have anything to sacrifice here? These can.
There's a noticeable stream delay, so I'm waiting in anticipation to what you're picking. Oh yeah, those. Those can go indeed. I wonder how you're supposed to get all these like extra like Twitch interaction things. Like these channel point things.
Doesn't it? Huh. No idea.
You have to be like a Twitch
Whoa,
partner
whoa,
or
whoa.
something. I want my viewers to accrue row value. Or like optimize their point or something.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well, that's going to be it because I triggered a quest and I don't want to do that. So Alt F4.
Oh,
Goodbye,
that
Genshin.
4. Okay, well I'm gonna be redirecting our few remaining viewers who are probably already fully asleep to I guess J-Stern. Who else is streaming Genshin that I know? Nope, nobody I know. Could be a consequence of me not actually watching any content creators.
Oh, well. I'm gonna peace out.
Yep, night night.
Night.
Catch you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thanks for joining.
Well, I think I'll press the stop stream. See you next time.
Well, the raid already happened.